Hello there. In today's video I'll be talking about the best games I played in 2023. For this list, it doesn't matter if the games were released in 2023, just that I had played them this year. So expect to see new and old games on this list. Let's get started straight away. Number 10. Pizza Possum. Pizza Possum is a fun little indie game by developer Cozy Computer and it released in April of 2023. I bought it on a whim because not only was it very cheap, around £6, but also because it looked super charming, and it was. It's a fun little game that I haven't fully beaten yet, mostly because I'm awful at the game, and I do recommend it if you like fun, unique indie games. Number 9, Coral Island. I really like Coral Island. While the Xbox release had some annoying bugs, they've been fixed. The only issue I have now is that the game is still in early access despite being stated as being in its 1.0 full release build. Simply put, this game isn't finished despite being called the 1.0 full release version. The roadmap for 2024 includes basic features such as dating and being able to reach Town Rank S, as well as developing the Merfolk content, more story content and other stuff. In short, the game just isn't finished, and key features are still being added. So, do I actually like this game considering how much I'm complaining? Of course I do, you silly twat. It's a very relaxing farming game with plenty of content and a likeable cast of characters enjoying the company of. I put roughly 30 or so hours into this game. I'm in winter of year 2, and I've finally settled on who my character is going to date. Leah. No, I do not like being stepped on or being treated like shit. She just grew on me. She's an asshole, but I learned to care about her. Eventually. Anyway, if you like Harvest Moon, Stardew Valley, etc., then give Coral Island a go. It's on Game Pass for Xbox and PC, it's also available on Steam and PlayStation 5. Number 8. Persona 4 Golden. So this one is kind of cheating because I technically was playing this game in late 2022, but I kept replaying it for the achievements in 2023. So, since I was still playing this in February, before another game on my list released, I technically played this in 2023. Persona 4 Golden is amazing. I thought people prefer Persona 4 Golden to Persona 5 Royal. Persona 4 must be really good then. And at first, I didn't get it. Now, having completed the game 3 times, I get it. It's fantastic. The music, characters, story, dialogue, all of it. I get it. It's really, really good. While I still prefer Persona 5 Royal to Persona 4 Golden, that's only because of 2 reasons. Number 1, I'm biased. It was my first Persona game. Number 2, the gameplay Persona 4 Golden is worse than Persona 5 Royal, which is to be expected. That doesn't mean that Persona 4 Golden is bad, not one bit. It just means that Persona 5's modern combat is improved and mechanically deeper. Also, for those who care, I romanced Chio on my first playthrough, Naoto on my second, and finally, Yukiko. Naoto is my favourite now, which is brilliant. Despite the age of this game, it's aged gracefully. It is a phenomenal game with fantastic, hugely lovable characters, and I can just say that I enjoyed this game so much, I played through it 3 times. It's really good. Number 7. Like a Dragon Ishin. I have a full series up of Like a Dragon Ishin on YouTube. I need to finish editing the 2 final hours of footage I've got. Like a Dragon Ishin is like Yakuza but with samurais. It's a really big game with tons of content and a great story. The side stuff is as goofy as you'd expect from a Yakuza game, and the story is as gripping and serious as you'd expect. Overall, I really enjoyed it. My only problem being the level of grind required to complete all the content. And this is probably the grindiest Like a Dragon game to date, and that's despite Yakuza Like a Dragon being a turn-based JRPG. Overall now, really, really good game. While the combat's a little dated as it is a remake of a game from I think 2014, it was still a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this game, and I recommend you give it a go, especially if you're a Like a Dragon fan like me. Number 6. Project Zomboid. Project Zomboid is very, very good. It's the best zombie survival game I've ever played. It even beats Arma 2's DayZ mod, which I sunk over 1,000 hours into when I was a teenager. It's been 10 years since then. Fuck me. Anyway, yeah, back to the actual script. It's been 10 years since I got into PC gaming, thanks to the Frankie on PC series on DayZ mod. And I'm very thankful to the developer and the Indie Stone for the fantastic game that is Project Zomboid. Project Zomboid is an open-world isometric video game based around surviving a zombie apocalypse. The game takes place in Knox Country, Kentucky, and the year is 1993. There's no internet. The news stations are down. The military is seemingly pissed off, and you are here completely alone. Unless you play online with other people, in which case you're fighting over loot and hiding the fact you've been bitten once again from your friend. I recommend you do some research on Project Zomboid. The level of detail is absurd, and the mod support makes this amazing game even better. Just remember, you will die. It's not a case of if, it's when. You will die. Because in Project Zomboid, this isn't how you survived the zombie outbreak. This is simply how you died. Number 5. Lost Judgment's The Kaito Files. The Kaito Files is a story-driven DLC for Lost Judgment, where you play as your partner in solving crime, Kaito Masaharu. With the main character of Lost Judgment, Yagami, being out of town, Kaito is left alone to take care of the Yagami Detective Agency. Kaito is given a case that ends up being about an old flame named Mikiko, and from there we truly get to know Kaito on a deeper level. I think this DLC was a test. A test to see if players would be okay with Kaito replacing Yagami one day, as the real-life actor of Yagami, Kimura Takiya, may be leaving the series one day. This is due to conflicts with his talent agency Johnny and Associates not wanting the Judgment series on PC, due to the fear that modders using Kimura's image in inappropriate manners. For context, Kimura is a super famous Japanese icon. He was a member of a very, very popular boy band called MMAP, or SMAP, or SMAP. I don't know how to pronounce this one. I tried googling it, I couldn't find anything. They were one of the most popular boy bands in all of Asia. Thankfully, no, these games have come to PC now. You can play Judgment and Lost Judgment on Steam, so maybe there's a glimmer of hope that we will get more Yagami. Anyway, let's just end it with this. I really enjoyed the Kaito Files. I went from really liking Kaito to loving him. He's fantastic, and I think, in all honesty, would be a good replacement for Yagami if that is ever required. Number 4. Hogwarts Legacy. I'm British, of course this was on my list. I love Harry Potter, I grew up with the movies, I'd always wanted a game where I could explore Hogwarts, take classes, ride broomsticks, play Quidditch, and that would make it into the game. While far from perfect, it was a seriously good video game. The combat was really good, the characters were well written, the music is fantastic. Hogwarts in general looks incredible, but the story was really bland and the open world is very Ubisofty with its repetitive side content, and there wasn't a lot of options to roleplay. Outside of those issues, I still 100%ed the achievements for this game on Xbox. It was really, really fun to play, and I just want to, with the controversy surrounding this game, but anyone who says, how dare you like this TERF game, look, I'm left-leaning, I'm pro-trans and all that stuff. Check out my Twitter account, you'll see what I mean. I spend so much time telling trans folks to go fuck themselves. Just trust me, I'm on your side. I just don't think that this game deserves the criticism it was given because of J.K. Rowling. I'll explain why now. Hogwarts Legacy literally has a trans character in it, and a good one at that. They are underused in my opinion, but they are there. This game was not made by J.K. Rowling. This game was made by wonderful, passionate Harry Potter fans who do not share the same values as the creator of the Wizarding World. And they work so incredibly hard in this game, and to have people shit on them for something that is out of their control, I just feel so bad for them. The boycott that was sent their way was completely unfair, and any hate messages, any personal attacks or doxings that may have happened would be completely and unobjectively disgusting behaviour that we should never repeat. It's just not worth doing. These people are innocent. They just made a great Harry Potter game, and it is not their fault that J.K. Rowling isn't a good person. So I understand the backlash, but I really think the target was misguided. Number 3, Tales of Arise. Tales of Arise is the only Tales game I've ever played. I think I heard about this series due to a YouTuber called Grant on his podcast Trash Taste, where he talks about random shit with the anime man and some cunt from Wales who hates oranges. Sorry Connor, but it isn't very monkey of you to dislike oranges. Do better. Just because you're my favourite doesn't mean you get a pass. So what was I talking about again? Oh yeah, Tales of Arise, a Japanese role-playing game made by Bandai Namco Studios. You play as Iron Mask, a masked slave who can't remember his past, and after a chance encounter with a woman named Shion, he sets off on an adventure to save the world. You know, typical JRPG shit. But it's very good. It's a very good JRPG. It has great characters, tons of dialogue and side content. It took me roughly 82 hours to 100% the achievements for Tales of Arise, and I have to say this game is really fucking fun. At first, the combat didn't feel that great, but by the end of it, after I'd unlocked all the combat mechanics, different abilities, and leveled up my party, I did a complete 180, and now I really like the combat style. Well, it's not a perfect game, it's a solid 8 out of 10, or maybe even a 9 out of 10. I really enjoyed it, and I'm actually looking forward to the next Tales game. In fact, I just bought Tales of Vesperia, or something like that, during the winter sale. So I'll be playing that soon. Maybe even do a series on it. We'll see. Number 2. Like a Dragon Gaiden, the man who erased his name. I have a full series on this game you can go watch right now. The game is fantastic. It's an engaging story with an emotional climax, the best Colosseum side content of any Like a Dragon game, insanely fun combat, and lots of karaoke, or as the Japanese would call it, karaoke. While you do need to play at the very least Yakuza 6 to understand this game, I still recommend you play through all of the Yakuza games. Starting off with 0 through to 7, maybe even the Judgment series for the full, in my opinion, best experience. But if you went into this game completely blind, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. You would have some catching up to do for the more confusing aspects, and it may spoil a couple of things for 7, but you'll probably won't understand those things until you actually play through 7. You might be okay. The game follows Kiryu Kazuma after the events of Yakuza 6 and explains why, spoilers, it makes an appearance in Yakuza Like a Dragon. Overall, the game has a really great storyline. It's filled with plenty of content, hilarious side stories, and the combat is so fun. Highly recommended for any Like a Dragon Yakuza fan. That everyone else, play Like a Dragon first, or start with Yakuza 0 and work your way up, as I said before. Overall, I've loved this game a lot. The ending, oh my god, I was so close to crying, and I've seen so many streamers cry, such as Ray, not VS Jr., and what's the other? Oh, what's her name? Oh no, what's her name? Oh my god, that made me so happy. Oh, I'm so. Oh, what's her name? Crystal something. Crystal R? Is that it? I don't remember. I'll put it on the screen, but she's great. Go check her out. But yeah, it's my point is the game is really good, very emotional. It's a must play if you have any plans to play Infinite Wealth, which comes out in January, which I do. I cannot wait. I just pre-ordered it yesterday, fully paid for. I'm so excited, and yes, there will be a series on that game. Number 1. Baldur's Gate 3. October 19th, 2020. I bought Baldur's Gate 3 shortly after it released in early access. I was pretty new to D&D, having only played a couple of sessions of Descent into Avernus with my friends Dan, Gig, and Erica. I was playing as a tiefling warlock named Jonathan Mox. Yeah, like John Moxley, a pro wrestler from AEW. He was my first D&D character, give me a break. And I had no idea it was a prologue to Baldur's Gate 3. So fast forward 3 years, and we're out of early access with the full release of the game in August 3rd, 2023. And so with the full game out, I've started off my full first release save, a half-elf monk named Vaven Sulfuria. It's now 4 hours until Christmas Day. When I was writing the script, it's now 2 hours until Christmas Day. And Vaven still hasn't removed his Illithid tadpole, nor has he defeated the big bad evil guy. Why? Because the Dungeon Master, me, has started 3 other saves in that time and has so much fun experimenting with the game that I haven't completed my original run yet, or any of the subsequent ones either. To put it simply, this is the biggest game I've ever played. Never before has a game given me so much freedom and accurately designed a game to evolve and react to my decisions. From Gale telling me off for licking something gross to Astarion overreacting at me for dropping something on him.
What in the sweet hells were you thinking? Activating that lance? I was right there! Gods! Do you have any idea how much that hurt? Well, apparently there's a limit. Somewhere between a nice summer's day and the full concentrated power of the sun!
Again, that something may have been a building. Anyway, another way this game is so massive is I have over 300 hours in Baldur's Gate 3 and I'm still discovering stuff I missed, such as becoming a god named Mac Lumper for a bunch of fish people. And the game actually will react to stuff like that. For instance, there's this one person, if you take away their explosive powder that they're going to use to make a giant explosion, then they'll reach into their pocket only to realize they don't have that item anymore. And they will react in dialogue because the developers have figured out, like, yeah, what if the players did take this item from them? They just, like, snuck around, maybe used an invisibility potion and managed to pickpocket them, and they no longer have that thing? Well, they wouldn't be able to do it anymore. So, let's prepare for that situation. And they've done that throughout the entire game. So, there's also so many choices for, let's say, you want to play it good, but in the next playthrough, what if you were to play it evil? Well, you can play it super evil, like killing children evil. Which means there's a completely different story to be told. The possibilities for roleplay are near endless. You can quite literally play this game any way you want. To, of course, an understandable limit would be in a video game. There's always something new to find. This game rewards you for exploration and for experimentation. It definitely deserves a game in a year. I have never played a game where my choices mattered as much as they did with this game. This is honestly one of the best, if not the best game I've ever played. Is it flawless? No. It has bugs and other flaws. It has bugs and some other issues where there are those rare occasions where you're so used to the game being able to react to what you do, that when a situation comes up when the game can't react to what you do, you just feel like, oh, now I'm being pulled out of it, but that is so rare. Incredibly rare for a game of this scale. Like, I cannot let it go enough. Just how good of a job Larian Studios did. This dev team deserves all of the awards they got. They deserve all of the recognition they got. They did an incredible, incredible job. And I was someone who played through early access. I gave feedback. I also watched on the panels from hell. Watching this thing develop, it still surprised me 3 years later with how big and good this game was. I was mind blown. This is probably the first early access game I played where the actual final version of the game is so much better than what I played in early access. So I am personally incredibly happy with Baldur's Gate 3, and I definitely got my money's worth. It was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to get into this game so early and to experience it, and I've loved it to bits. I can't recommend this game enough. Even if you hate turn-based combat, even if you hate high fantasy, still, just give it a go. There's something for everyone here, and I truly mean that. Well, there's my list. Go check out my Like a Dragon Gaiden, the man who erased his name playthrough, or something. I mean, it's only Christmas. What else are you gonna do? Spend time with your friends and family? I'll probably stream at some point during Christmas, so follow me on Twitch if you are actually alone this Christmas. It won't be anything special, but we can like chat and stuff, I don't know. Oh, and if you're wondering why certain games like Alan Wake 2, Spider-Man 3 and Zelda aren't here, I'll explain that real quickly before we do actually end the video. Spider-Man 2, I don't have a PS5. Zelda, don't have a Switch. Alan Wake 2, I wanted to wait until I played Alan Wake 1 first, and I just bought that during the Steam, not the Steam, the Xbox winter sale. So, maybe we'll do a series on Alan Wake. Let me know if you want a series on Alan Wake. I'm probably gonna do it anyway, I'm just asking just in case anyone does actually watch this video. Which probably won't, but still. Anyway, see you next time. Ta-ra. And, yeah, have a nice Christmas and stuff. Happy holidays, you fucking slags. Oh.